Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be seeing my mom's WIP updates. Sadly, we haven't had that much time to be able to stitch like we have before, but she has been able to get some good updates in all of her projects, and she's very excited to share it with you all. Again, remember to subscribe and like this video if you like our channel and you like being a part of our cross-stitch journey. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Okay, so this is her first WIP update, and this one is from the brand Pana. This is the two polar bears, and this one's a very touching project for her since it resembles the motherhood in such a beautiful way. And since we are a monoparental family, we can relate to this project. So as you can see, she has been able to stitch quite a lot, and she's almost completing a fourth of the entire project, which is a huge accomplishment. Although something about this project is that it does have a lot of variety of stitches. It has half stitches, full stitches, and many more different stitches in just this tiny section. Now this little tiny blue color that you see popping out down in the corner, it has actually 3 strands of thread of floss, just that color alone. And this one is stitched in a 16 count Aida, and like I mentioned before, since it does have a lot of variety of different stitches, she does spend a little bit more time stitching this project than most of her other projects. But this is all that she has for this first one. So now we'll move on to her second WIP update. Okay, so for this second project, again, she has it in her little bag, and we do sell these in our Etsy shop. This one that she's stitching is a Dimensions Gold Petite, and this one is called Girl at the Beach. Again, these are updates, WIP updates for the months of February and January. And this is what she has so far. As you can see, it's a pretty good update. She's advanced a pretty good amount. And this one, again, since it is a Dimensions Gold Petite, if any of you have stitched one of these from the collection, you know that although it has the word petite in it and it is small, it does require a lot of work and a lot of technique. But as you can see, she started in the upper left corner, and she has quite an amount of the shore of the beach. It's coming out quite nicely. Again, like most of you, she really does enjoy stitching her projects. This is basically like a different world that we get into when we start stitching. It completely disconnects us from this world, and we're just stress-free, and we're in our own little bubble when we stitch. And it's honestly a beautiful hobby, and she's been really enjoying stitching this one every time that she grabs it. This one is actually an 18 count Aida, and she is stitching it in the same fabric that came with the kit. So now let's move on to her next project. Okay, so for next up, again, she has everything organized in her own little bag. And she's actually doing a series of sodas. They're like fairy tales in tiny squares. I'm actually doing Peter Pan, and she's currently doing Beauty and the Beast. We have more of these here at home, but we want to finish the ones that we're working on first. And that way we'll move on to the next one and so on. So she decided to start on with this one because it is her favorite story, her favorite movie also. And as you can see, she already did the back stitches for the little teacup and for the castle. All that section over there in the bottom has all the back stitches complete. There's actually something that we want to do when we're done with all the series of these sodas. If you have any guesses of what that will be, you can leave it down in the comments section. But it's not any frames or anything like that. It's something else. If you have any guesses, let us know. So now let's move on to her next project. Okay, so for this next project, she's stitching it in a black fabric. It's been a little bit difficult for her. So props to all of you that are stitching in black fabric, because it's very difficult, especially in the corner that she's working on right now. She's actually using also black floss. A little tip that we've heard from our fellow Spanish stitchers is to actually grid the fabric or mark the fabric by gridding it with the actual floss. And that way you can see a little bit more vivid, a little bit more bright, the section that you're supposed to stay on. Obviously, the floss should be the lightest color possible. If it could be a white floss. So this is a project that, as a final result, it will be a big project, which we thought it was going to be a small project, but turns out that the measurements are pretty big. We're very excited to see the final result, little by little, as she keeps on progressing. So now let's move on to her next project. Alright, so here we have the 3 cheerful goose. And these are from the brand Oba. We got these at MyBobbin. This one has an absolute beautiful design, and it resembles very good in the fabric. It has a lot of white floss and a beautiful tone of fancy and modern colors. That pop of orange at the bottom is the perfect hint of color. And this one is a very grateful project, a very thankful one, because every time that she grabs it, she's able to advance or progress quite a lot. So she also really enjoys this one. Now let's move on to her last project. So this one is the Lighthouse from Everlasting Love. We actually got this one on Aliexpress. And this is the only project that she's working on as of currently that is on printed fabric. She does agree that each time that she stitches on this one, she actually grabs this one the most out of all of the projects, because most of the time is the one that she always has on hand, since you don't have to be highlighting every stitch that you make in paper, and everything is counted for you in the fabric. Those are the props from stitching in printed fabric. So she is enjoying the experience of stitching in printed fabric, since she hasn't done it before. And she's also going to be testing it out in this new hoop that we bought. This is actually the first hoop that she will be trying out to see if she likes it better versus in the plastic hoops. So we keep you updated on that. And this is what she has so far. As you can see, it's a very good update. Again, these are the 2 months of January and February. And then after she did this corner over here, which is a lot of stitches in just this corner, she actually moved on to the top one, to the right top corner. And in this one, this is what she has. This is also a progress that she did in this project. This is a very big project, at least one of the biggest ones that she's currently doing. And we both think that this might be the first project that she actually finishes. Again, you do advance a lot when you're stitching in printed fabric, so maybe that has to do a lot with it. But yeah, this is what she has so far. Alright everyone, so this has been all that she has for you today in her WIP updates. Like many of you, after our normal day-to-day job, work routine, we like to stitch a little bit at night when we're done with work. So when we can fit in a little bit of time to stitch, we do like to do so, since it is one of our passions. Although we would like to dedicate more time to it, we do try to squeeze in as much as we can. Stay tuned for the next video, since we will be showing you our project that we'll be starting, which is our first project from Heaven and Earth Designs, and we're very excited to start those. So again, stay tuned for next video. It will be very exciting to share that with you guys. Thank you all for being here. Remember to subscribe and like if you like what you see in our channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye!